Now, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Corey Cohen. Hi. How do you do? Hi, hello. Yes. I do comedy around Philly. I have done for many, many years. In fact, I did improv when I was a teenager, which explains why I didn't get laid until I was 22. Yeah. And no, it's been good for me. And in general, some of you may have seen me on the cover of City Paper this past week in the orange boxes. So that's cool. Everybody I've ever met, like that's a weird, like Philly famous is a weird kind of famous, you know what I mean? Like when you're getting text messages from people that you probably slept with, you don't know because the phone number's not in your phone anymore, but they're very proud of me, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that women that I've slept with in the past are indeed proud of me. It gives me a lot of confidence in myself. But like I said, I've been doing comedy since I was a kid, and was always kind of a goofball kid. You know, you're a Jew growing up, and it's like 1992, and you're 7. You know, everyone's gonna call you little Jerry Seinfeld, and I got used to it, and I liked it. And as I got older, people around me were like, "Well, come on, Corey, like do some fucking comedy. You're a funny little kid, you weird little weirdo. You know, like come on, get out there and be somebody." So at some point, my sister, Valerie, went out and bought me a book called George Carlin's Brain Droppings. Is everybody familiar with this book a little bit at all? It's a book of material that George Carlin wrote. It's based on his stand-up material, right? So it's basically his stand-up. But he had all these great little lists, and he used to make them all the time. So coincidentally, and this is a genuine coincidence, I was cleaning out my basement the other day, and I came across something that I didn't think I was ever going to see again. In fact, I was pretty sure it had been gone long ago, and I'd like to take it out now. This is a notebook. It says Notes to Self, a little Jack Handy reference from the early 90s. And this was the original notebook that I wrote in when I was about 12 or 13 years old. And if you would permit me this indulgence, I would like to share with you some of the broad strokes from the comedy mind of a very strange child. So, if you will, maybe I should actually bring the mic stand back over for this. Now, like I said, I wrote in this book for about a year, and you might even pick up a little bit of shades of kind of other things going on in my life. And probably you'll sense desperation, which is typical for a 12-year-old child. So just a couple things here that I would like to share. I'm going to try and deliver these like the jokes they were written and intended to be, but bear with me here. So this was an observation I made in October of that year. I said, when having sex with a fat woman, aim for a wrinkle and hope for the best. It's good advice, I think, still. Got, what do we have here? It's scary how many girls can undo their bras in under 3 seconds. Seems really reasonable. This was a good one. This was, you could see my philosophical mind developing. Do monkeys think it's fucked up that they're going to turn into us one day? Again, I think that's a really legitimate thought. I mean, for a 12-year-old, that's like, yeah, you're 12, that's weird. But think about that. What do they think in the end? We've got a little note here. What's this one say? I marked these very carefully, as you can tell. Okay, this is a good one. Your girl is a slut if she walks by a pool and says, hey, this place smells kind of like jizz. Does anybody? See, I thought that was really clever because when I was 12 and I realized that my cum smelled like a pool, that was like mind-blowing for me. I was like, what are they putting in pools? Just got a couple more for you here. It says here, a 5-year-old couldn't possibly grasp the concept of a dildo. That seems reasonable. Did God hire the tooth fairy? I'm telling you, I think these are all legitimate thoughts. If I were a midget, I would be a lot shorter, but also a lot more likable. I think that sort of puts a window into the mind. This is another one from around that time. Adorable doesn't get you laid. Now, I remember what provoked that. That was a girl that I had a crush on in high school, and I finally fucking said something to her, and she said, oh, you're adorable. And I was like, wow, that's the fucking end of that shit. It says here, I used to have a monster in my bed, but it left after it took all the porn I had. Okay? All right, Corey, I'm with you there. At what age is it appropriate to shave your ass? When I die, I want my gravestone to say, here lays a guy with a huge dick. What, like someone's gonna check? I think that's pretty good for a fucking 12-year-old. Enough to bring him out now, thank you. I entertain myself at least.